This is Duke University.
Hi. First off, I just want to say, what a gift we have in international comparative studies. The experiences that I've had as an ICF major have been, to say the least, absolutely incredible, and have allowed me to grow so much as a person. From traveling to Morocco to study human rights and international feminisms, to standing underneath the wall that divides Israel and the occupied Palestinian territories, Duke, and specifically the ICS department, have allowed me to see new cultures and examine other ways of life. Most importantly, however, ICS has taught me to question and given me a space in which to do so. Questioning is actually a trait that was instilled in me at a young age by my father. Growing up, my dad read, and still does read, voraciously, emailing me daily the theater section of the New York Times in reference to my other department, as well as other articles with his comments and questions. I grew up hearing my dad challenge my beliefs, spending time after dinner to try and engage me in debates that usually ended with me storming out in a huff. But this actually sparked an interest in me, and I would trudge upstairs to the computer and try and figure out the answer for myself. And sometimes I would never come to a definite conclusion, and I'd have to involve my peers, much to their chagrin. But they'd debate with me, and I would return to my father triumphantly. And he would, of course, return with another probing counter-argument, starting the process all over again. To me, ICS is all a bit like this. If it sounds too much like a Sisyphean quest, you're probably right. But ICS has led me to many hard questions, without nice, shiny solutions laid out for me all the time. I can vividly remember sophomore me leaving the ICS 195 intro course after discussing the issues with the Coney 2012 campaign and philanthropy in general. Some other ICS majors and I spent hours debriefing after this lesson, trying to reconcile the problems of donor transparency and donor effectiveness with our desire to do good. And deja vu 2.5 years later, when I leave one of my first ICS senior capstone classes with my friend Andrea to question the effectiveness of street art in global conflict, and talking for longer in Vonderhayden about it than the class even lasted. Or taking long, winding walks with Roxanne to talk about how to process agency, morality, and feminism after a fascinating class on sex tourism. This isn't to say we shouldn't pursue answers, however, but to say that sometimes it is okay to just have a conversation, either externally or internally, and allow yourself to question. Sometimes that means questioning the fundamentals, like what is a nation state, or how does one define citizenship, that I believe the ICS department does beautifully. While the first couple classes like this rocked my world, I soon began to enjoy it, eventually spending hours in the library or the common room with my peers, weaving together the questions I faced from both course material and outside the classroom. Being in Morocco during my junior year further challenged my concept of these statehood basics as I witnessed a country trying to navigate its identity as a sometimes European/African/Middle Eastern country, all the while balancing other factors of identity such as ethnicity, gender, and class. I don't think it was until I was physically there that I understood, or at least began to understand, that these issues of statehood and identity that we discussed throughout theoretical texts in 195 actually made sense to me. Still, those theoretical texts helped me to articulate my feelings and questions and sparked a curiosity that I know will remain in me long after I leave Duke. I mean, ICS has messed with me, calling into question everything that I took for granted before coming to Duke, like capitalism, security, patriotism, any other ism, it's probably on that list. And that's okay. I mean, no, it's more than okay. It's exhilarating and fascinating and frustrating, but all the while filled with joy. I think there is something to be said for people who take time to truly understand a problem, both the problem itself and the underlying causes it, before immediately trying to fix it. By questioning what we know, we can learn and make better informed, more effective decisions, as well as spread our questions and knowledge to our peers and families. One of the first assignments this year in ICS Senior Capstone was to bring in an artifact, something that represented a transnational process, and then to write about it, and then to present it to our class. Looking at my diploma as an artifact, I see an ICS diploma as not just recognition of an achievement, but a commitment to learning and a commitment to continuing to question long after we turn in our final papers and graduate. Even if our specific recollections of journal articles or documentaries fade, we must hold on to this curiosity and love of nuance that we developed during our time as ICS students. And if we can hold on to that, compiled with the immense passion and commitment to doing good that I've seen in my fellow ICS majors, then I know we can make this diverse, global, unbalanced, problematic, crazy, but also beautiful world a better place. Thank you.